welcome back to the All-American Savage Show podcast. I am your host, John Burke, with my beautiful bearded husband, Josh, here, who joins me this morning.
Please, you're embarrassing me.
How was your Labor Day?
It was good. I got to spend it here with you. Dream come true.
So Josh and I were in the studio yesterday actually doing another podcast for you, the viewer. That's how much we care about our viewers. That's how much we care about our listeners. You know, we came in on our day off to say, you know, people demand, they demand the pod, they demand the show. The show must go on.
They need it.
And here we are just doing something incredible, something amazing. And, you know, the show must go on. You know, as people are off, you know, staying at home, collecting welfare, celebrating Labor Day when they refuse to go back to work because their lazy piece of shit asses don't want to go out there and actually.
Getting drunk.
Yeah, I know, right? Using other taxpayers' money to just sit around and collect food stamps when there's clearly a lot of jobs out there and they just don't want to get them. So happy Labor Day to you pieces of shit out there. I hope you're enjoying it. That's why socialism will never work.
Ever.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, we have a wonderful show up for you today. And don't forget, we've got Andy Frisilla coming on the podcast tomorrow, 10 a.m. CST, normal time right here. That's going to be a big one. Huge. That's what she said. That's going to be a big one. We're looking forward to that. Currently banned on YouTube, but you can get the streams on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Do me a favor if you're listening in this, hit that share button and go leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us out greatly.
And Rumble.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about Rumble.
We did have that one.
Yeah, YouTube pulled the video. Yeah,
they kicked the video off, but it's on Rumble.
Yeah, okay. It is there. And then we're going to be recording more things just for Rumble itself that YouTube will probably censor us on, so we can't post it on there. Ergo, we use Rumble as our backup. So fuck YouTube, you communist cuck motherfuckers.
Plus, we're going to do some John Ross stuff, too, and post it exclusively to
on Rumble,
On Rumble, yeah. So
it's getting to the point now where,
the gloves are going to come off.
Yeah. Maybe we should do the German Nazi one now.
I think we can.
We probably could.
Yeah.
That's such
on
a
Rumble,
liberating. That's a liberating feeling to be able to just say whatever the fuck you want to say, regards to COVID or anything similar to that.
Well, until the masses start moving over to these alternative sites.
Yeah. The problem was there were so many
are going to continue to suppress. People's thoughts and opinions.
100%. It's gotten to the point now where, bro, you can't even discuss COVID on YouTube. They'll pull the stream for medical misinformation. You can't even have an open-ended conversation.
You can't be a doctor.
No.
And have a different opinion.
No, of course not.
You can't be.
How dare you? How dare you, sir? What is wrong with you? What did you do for Labor Day besides the podcast?
I just went home, went swimming with the kids.
No, that's a good day.
Did a little grilling.
Yeah. Did you wear socks with sandals?
You know it.
Oh God, I'm
black
so
socks.
Oh, I'm so
Birkenstocks.
Oh my God, just the sound of that. Oh, that turns me on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the show where we get into it. That's what she said. But we want to say first and foremost, it is September, so you know what that means. We are now bringing to you September, which, again, you can save 20% off of your orders by subscribing to shellshockcbd.com using code SUB. That's right. It's a good time had by all. You can sign up at shellshockcbd.com. Anything you order every month, normally you get 10% off. But for now, for the month of September, you get 20%. That's pretty freaking amazing, right? That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Not only are our prices low,
they're so low.
They get even lower for you.
They get so they are so low. We're pop locking and dropping it over here for you guys. Right. It's that amazing. Shellshockcbd.com. September harder, daddy. There you go. This one will never be on Fox.
Or YouTube.
Yeah, this is why we keep banned on everything. But you know what? At least it's entertaining. At least it makes people laugh.
You probably could get on Fox, but YouTube?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's get into it. Let's roll up the sleeves. Let's strap on the oxygen tanks and delve into the sea of fucktardery as we go into the news. The first article is brought to you today by CNN Politics. Harder, Danny. Ex-FBI officials. I got my Stream Deck from my home, and the Stream Deck, for those that don't know, it's like a series of buttons that you can push for random sound effects or songs or whatever the case may be. So now the show's going to get even more entertaining because now I'm downloading sound effects to do throughout the show. So Ex-FBI official says law enforcement needs to take upcoming right-wing rally in D.C. very seriously. Too little, too late? That's like saying, like, hey, guys, the terrorist threat after 9/11, maybe we should start taking these Muslim extremists seriously. It's like, well, you kind of knew prior to that, but you did nothing. Almost as if another government breakdown. It's just, reliancy upon the government. You get what you deserve. Washington CNN, former FBI director Andrew McCabe said Monday evening that law enforcement needs to take upcoming right-wing. I love how they say right-wing. Like right-wing, like these. I
can't believe Andrew McCabe is still giving his opinion after being such a.
It's like a field of cows.
Monumental.
It's like a field of Democrat
failure.
cows just farting out into the ether. It's like, why are you still talking? Like really? Why are you? And people say the same thing about me, but I really don't fucking care. But these people out there, it's like, we should probably take terrorism seriously.
This is the same guy that was pushing the pee-pee hoax.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's the same guy that spied on a presidential campaign.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that
Oh my God.
his word's going to hold any water with me.
Andrew McCabe said Monday evening that law enforcement needs to take the upcoming right-wing rally in support of jailed January 6 rioters very seriously as concerns mount about more potential violence on Capitol Hill. Well, here's the deal. Being the FBI and the rest of these douchebags did nothing about the BLM riots, like literally no investigations, nothing, and now you care more about a right-wing rally and jailing the January 6 protesters? Meanwhile, businesses were burned and nothing. Like, don't sit there and tell me that this is an unbiased, viewpoint from the government. It's not. It's the furthest thing from it. And it's frankly, it's insulting. It's insulting that they pay so much attention to this insurrection because Democrat overlords called it an insurrection. They called it all these things. They mislabeled it for the sake of rallying people's emotions, knowing full well Democrats are so stupid they'll buy into it, saying, oh my God, it was an insurrection. It was a coup. If it was a coup, like that was the worst coup I've ever seen.
Video
showing them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like this way.
And this is not like agreeing with what happened on January 6th, but please don't sit there and conflate the two as like saying, this was unprecedented. We never even knew this was coming. It's like, yes, you did. You did nothing. This was an optic. You wanted this to happen. I truly believe in that. But then the BLM riots, when you have $1 million of damages and businesses burned to the fucking ground, and
when you have cities being taken over.
Yeah, cities being taken over by
the Summer
Antifa.
of Love.
Yeah. Chaz or whatever the fuck that thing, like what happened? Like, this is mind-boggling to me that people are literally, there was rapes in the streets they were talking about during Chaz. People were running around with guns. What investigations?
There's the one guy handing out AR-15s out of the back of his truck. You remember that?
What becomes of all this?
Last summer?
I'm seeing it very one-sided right now.
It's always been one-sided.
It's just, it's mind-boggling to me. He says, I think they should take it very seriously. In fact, they should take it more seriously than they took the same sort of intelligence that they likely saw on January 5, McCabe. So then you admit that you had intelligence, but there was no beefed up security around the Capitol building. You admit it. McCabe, a CNN contributor, told CNN's Poppy Harlow on Aaron Burnett out front. Law enforcement members in Washington are steeling themselves against possible unrest at the Justice for J6 rally. Okay, well, first of all, the rally for justice... justice for what? People, what justice?
What businesses were burned down?
Yeah, well, at the same token, though, it's like you literally go in and you storm a Capitol building, and then you try and break into offices. What do you mean justice? Like those that are doing this, I don't understand. Like, what's this rally for? You're rallying for justice. Can you go tell them that we're live? Sarah's doing an interview and we're live right now. I texted her, but she's not watching her phone. But I don't get this. I don't understand how you can sit there and say justice for January 6th for those that were actually imprisoned for violating law. Like, I don't understand that. But okay, whatever. I think they should take it seriously. In fact, they should take it more seriously than they took the same sort of intelligence that they likely saw on January 5th. Again, and acknowledging the fact they had intelligence, they just ignored it. Law enforcement members in Washington are steeling themselves against possible unrest at the Justice for J6 rally planned September 18th, which aims to support the insurrectionists charged in the riot. I'm at a loss here. Okay. The event, organized by a former Trump campaign staffer, has prompted security concerns on Capitol Hill, and some precautionary measures will be in place. However, it's unclear how many protesters plan to attend. The rally is also taking place on a Saturday, when the House will be on recess, so far fewer lawmakers or staff will be around. Okay. A law enforcement source previously told CNN that the Metropolitan Police Department will be fully activated, which includes canceled days off for sworn officers and putting civil disturbance units on standby. The source, all this should have been done on January 5th, but it wasn't. Like, why now? Why are you showing this concern now when it already happened? Like, again, this only goes to show once again this government is reactionary. And it's all for optics. It's all for news pieces and political optics. The fact that we're even having a J6 rally for those who were in prison for the insurrection, like or whatever you want to riot, it's so misrepresented these days. But number one, I don't understand the riot. Number two, or the protest. Number two, the fact that you should take this seriously, bro. Again, too little, too late. January 6th happened. Like, the people that were responsible were investigated. That's just crazy to me. That's crazy to me. This is where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we're at right now. U.S. helped 4 U.S. citizens leave Afghanistan overland, officials say. This comes to us from CNN Politics. Well, golf clap. You helped 4 people. Great job. You helped 4 people.
Way to go.
Way to go. Well, I don't understand what you're wanting from us on this. Like a gold star attaboy. Meanwhile, there's still other people over there that are stranded. And we're going to get to this. We have an article on this, basically, that even Democrats are calling out Biden, Democrat congressmen calling out Biden, saying, what are you doing? Like, we still have people over there. Like, even when Blumenthal, Mr. Vietnam vet himself.
Are there any
wink,
Democrats that aren't total scumbags? I mean, do they care about anybody besides themselves? I mean, you can look at any other districts and see that they're hands down the worst leader and by far the most corrupt.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could lump probably 90% of Republicans in there with that, but for the most part, I think it's about 100% of all Democrats are just total scumbags. The United States facilitated the departure of 4 American. I like how it says the United States facilitated the departure of 4 American citizens from Afghanistan via an overland route to a third country, a senior State Department official said Monday. Our embassy greeted the Americans as they crossed the border into the third country, the official told CNN. I'm just like picturing this climb every mountain kind of scene from The Sound of Music, but in the desert. And then instead of like, the hills are alive with this, it's like, the hills are alive with the sound of machine gun fire. That's what I'm imagining. Hey, good for them for getting out. Like, honestly, I'm happy for that. But it's like, okay, you've got a fraction of what's still over there. Why are we celebrating this? I don't
Like
know.
this
Is
this news? Something's being done?
I don't know.
Dude, this is mind-boggling to me. I already see comments in the chat about the vaccinations by mandatory by schools and stuff, and somebody's like, you do realize we've had vaccinations at school for a very long time. You do realize those vaccinations were tested for a very long period of time as well. How come y'all can't seem to understand this? You don't seem to understand this. Like, are you intentionally being this stupid? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Like, you know why because here's the problem is that, again, I've said this repeatedly, Democrats that want to force the vaccine don't seem to understand the difference between an anti-vaxxer or someone that says, hey, this is new, I don't trust the government, and I want to wait. I don't want this forced on me. I don't want this forced on my child. I want to wait and see what happens. So you idiots out there trying to push this as if we're anti-vaxxers, we're actually not. But I will warn you about this. The more rhetoric you spew, the more you turn people against you. And that's fine. Like, quite honestly, I think it's kind of cool that the people that want individual liberty and freedom are linking up with the anti-vaxxers, becoming a bigger group. I don't agree with a lot of anti-vaxxers, but it's still their freedom of choice, freedom to choose.
It's not being anti-vax when the vaccine just comes out like 20 minutes ago after having about 30 minutes of research done on it.
And the quickest,
hard pass.
The quickest FDA approved one yet without any long-term clinical trials.
I know.
So people that are sitting there pushing this is like, what are you afraid of? Like, bro, I don't know, so I want to wait and see. But then you get automatically labeled an anti-vaxxer. It's the same as Democrats calling. You got like Ron Perlman coming out on he did this Twitter thing. Literally, I posted it on my Instagram at Sergeant Savage 1776. It's This dude is the biggest douchebag I've ever seen. And like I saw comments on my Instagram. It's like, when this guy dies, I'm going to celebrate. I'll join that party. I will. I'll donate a kegger. We'll have a big one. Like, this guy's just a royal piece of shit. And I say that with the utmost earnesty because he sits there in this video and he basically says the GOP is ISIS. He said the abortion thing, the heartbeat bill that was passed in Texas, said they stole it. They just did this. No, Ron, that's democracy. And then he's talking about how like they're trying to steal California with this stupid fucking government recall. It's like listening to a chimpanzee throw shit at the wall and discuss political issues. It's like, bro, like you do realize like what's going on right now is completely constitutional. They're doing a recall. Like they did it the right way. So Ron, nobody's stealing it. This is the people exercising democracy. And I realize that rich, white, elite, self-hating white liberals like you don't like that, but that's just the way it works. So again, when it doesn't go in your favor, we're stealing it. Right. And then you say GOP. I love it. In the beginning of his video, he's like, GOP is sitting there like the most, like not best angle. He's got like his 3 chins hanging out. And you just see like, it's like, oh my God, this guy is like, bro, like what the fuck? And he sits there and he's saying like, you know, the GOP, fuck the GOP. You motherfuckers been around like slave on all this stuff from like the 1600s.
What?
Ron, the GOP didn't exist back in the 1600s.
Is that what he said?
He said that. Like, yeah, if you go look it up, he likens the GOP. He's like in the 16 and 1700s, like ISIS. It's like ISIS also wasn't around in the 16 and
Was
17.
He drunk?
No, he's completely sober. Like you listen to this shit and you're like, bro, do you know what you're talking about? So to California Democrats that are out there listening to this, is this really the type of people that you want leading you, like Gavin Newsom? And Ron doesn't understand. There's a lot of Democrats that want friggin' Newsom out of there. And then you got Kamala Harris going down there. I mean,
Crazy Kamala.
Fucking cackling little bitch. Hollywood celebrities ramp up attacks on Larry Elder ahead of California recall. Now listen to the kinds of celebrities you've got weighing in on this, ladies and gentlemen. As the fight for his political life heads into the home stretch, California Governor Gavin Newsom is receiving a lifeline. I don't know if I call this a lifeline. A lifeline from celebrities as well as some parties' biggest names, including Vice President Kamala Harris, who's been AWOL from the border, by the way. Senator Elizabeth Warren. No, you got Pocahontas on your side. Good job. Like Mrs. freaking like
How
really?
is she still in politics?
Exactly.
After openly lying about
if
being
we're
Native
canceling
American.
Land Between the Lakes, Indian Woman, and we're canceling Big Ben's Rice and Aunt Jemima, why the fuck have we not canceled this cunt?
Elizabeth Warren.
I'm serious about like this
rode
piece
the
of shit.
coattails of the Native American.
Yes.
And then
It's so
nothing.
crazy to me, and nothing happens to her.
Nothing.
Because Democrats, when it comes to your own, I mean, it's great when you eat your own. I love watching that. It's wonderful to watch. But man, you let some people slide that violate your biggest like party terms of services, like don't culturally appropriate, and she culturally appropriates and then doubles down on
made
it.
a cookbook.
I know. And she's still there.
Like Choctaw Power or something like that. That's what you named the cookbook. It's so ridiculous.
I'm a political outlaw. Half Cherokee and Choctaw. Well, not really, but still. My mama, she's a Chippewa. Vote for me.
Still collecting taxpayer money.
Mm-hmm. Biggest names including Vice President Kamala Cackling Harris, Senator Elizabeth Warren, who are hitting the pavement to save Newsom from the state's September 14th recall election. Hollywood celebrities are also performing more heavy lifting for the governor, launching an all-out smear campaign on the GOP. You know they're scared. You know they are scared. Larry Elder's picking up traction over there.
He's a solid guy.
I don't know much about him,
yeah,
but
I'd be interested to see how he does.
Yeah, but right now, like it's looking like they are scared.
Couldn't do any worse.
I mean, bro, like you've got this guy's a complete idiot. You got specifically Republican challenger Larry Elder, stars including Alec Baldwin. Oh, there's a class.
Really?
Ron Perlman, Josh Gad, and Rosanna Arquette have attempted to whip their fans into an anti-GOP frenzy, urging them to vote no on the recall. Larry Elder is a dangerous idiot, and I mean Trump-level dangerous, warned Alec Baldwin. Like, isn't this the same guy that, like...
I don't know. Going by their rule books,
Yeah.
that's racist. Sorry.
Larry Elder is a dangerous idiot. I mean Trump-level dangerous. And this is what they do. They're comparing people to Trump. They have, like, the worst Trump derangements. Like, Trump scarred them. Like, you would think, like, by how they talk, Trump raped them. Like, oh, my God. Like, you would think that Trump did that based upon how they talk. Like, these people are demented, so out of touch with reality, and they're scared, ladies and gentlemen. They are scared. I mean, if you really think about it, a lot of these Hollywood, D.C., A-list, whatever celebrities live in California, and they are scared. And you know why they're scared? Because they're no longer going to have the power. They're not going to be buddy-buddy with the political leadership over there. They're actually going to have enemies in office, and they don't like that. With mail-in voting already underway, Newsom is spending big time in an effort to save his governorship. Money. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this. Money is pouring in from billionaire left-wing donor George Soros, another guy that I can't wait for to die, just a horrible piece of shit, who has donated a total of $1 million.
Who was an actual Nazi.
Who was an actual Nazi. Has donated over a total of $1 million to help Newsom, while Netflix co-CEO Reed Hastings has given a whopping $3 million. $4 million given to Newsom to defend himself in his governorship. $4 million. Where could that money have been better spent? Like, you really want to sit there and you want to talk about tax hikes. You want to talk about all this stuff, but you literally just threw $4 million to keep your piece of shit governor in office. Meanwhile, your homelessness is rampant. Your drug use is through the fucking roof. You look at these places like LA that, again, we talked about last show. Crime is up like, I forget how much. You can go back and read the statistics that I quoted there. But $4 million for this piece of shit? Who, by the way, and this is the same guy whose winery stayed open during COVID, the same guy that was seen in the French laundromat having dinner, violating COVID. You are wanting to reelect a hypocrite, someone that's not even leading from the front. So all these celebrities, like, this is how they are. These are their standards, ladies and gentlemen. These are their standards. And then Ron Perlman comes on there. He's like, vote no on the up-and-coming recall. P.S. Fuck you, GOP. Like, okay, bro.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Some fucking has been washed up. Oh, no. That's the problem with these fucking these celebrities. You play this badass on television. You think that translates into the real world. I would love Ron Perlman to go up to an Iraq or Afghanistan veteran and liken them to ISIS face to face and see what the fuck happens. Because you'll deserve what you get. You'll deserve that. They are fueling people with more and more inaccurate adjectives and descriptions that are non-applicable, and you wonder why so many people hate you. You wonder why so many people want to see you dead, because the rhetoric you use is so outlandishly inaccurate and, quite honestly, disrespectful. You want to call Texas Taliban? You want to call us likened to ISIS? This is what they do. Something becomes mainstream, and then you take that and you liken it to the opposing side. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to do this, what about the brown shirts? What about fascism? You're wanting forced vaccinations. You're wanting the censorship and silencing of people that have, dissent in regards to the MSM narrative regarding COVID and the rest of it. This is what they're pushing for. And you seriously, and meanwhile, you've got people on the other side saying, we just want individual liberty. We want you to leave us the fuck alone. And you're saying that we're the same as ISIS? How inaccurate and ignorant is this? But you know what? They're scared. Ladies and gentlemen, they are scared. Otherwise, they wouldn't be pouring money. Anytime you want to know if a Democrat is scared, look where their money goes. Look where their money goes. They try and catastrophize everything. Josh Gad tweets out, September 14th is almost here, California. Have you voted no yet on California recall? If not, please do so now. It will take every single one of us to prevent this catastrophe from happening. This is what they do. And to be fair, the Republicans did it under Biden, and half of them are actually correct. It's like, oh my God, if so-and-so gets elected, it's the end of the world. We're going to die. Oh my God, they're going to put us in camps. How many Democrats out there were saying that Trump was going to put them in camps and shit? Like,
all
just
of them? At least 80%.
Madonna out there saying, I've considered blowing up the White House, yet she's still walking free.
Terrible.
Nothing about that. Kathy Lee Gifford holding the decapitated head of Trump. Oh, he ruined me. I wish he did. What a massive fucking thunder cunt. Like, seriously, these people are so demented. Out of touch with reality.
Two stark differences right now is that the black unemployment rate was at an all-time low under Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And here, under Biden, it's up.
Mm-hmm.
The unemployment rate is up.
But they're going to ignore that. We're going to ignore that because, again.
And then the borders are wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, we left thousands of people over in Afghanistan, just left.
Comedian D.L. Hughley insulted GOP candidates Larry Elder and Caitlyn Jenner by making a transgender joke about penises. Oh, my God. So the best the GOP could do in California recall is Caitlyn Jenner and Larry Elder. One is famous for losing her dick, and the other is famous for being one. No care, recall D.L. Hughley. Where's the cancel culture on that? Where's the cancel culture on this? You're making fun of transgender people. Transphobia. Democrats would eat anybody alive that would say that, but D.L. Hughley does it. Number one, he's Democrat. Number two, he's black. They're not going to touch him. Talk about black privilege right there.
I know.
Democrats, we've said this repeatedly, if you didn't have double standards, you have no standards at all.
Zero.
Zero.
I mean,
again,
it's
so the best the
unbelievable.
GOP could do in California recall is Caitlyn Jenner and Larry Elder. One is famous for losing her dick. Technically, I don't think Caitlyn cut his dick off. I think he just got boobs.
I don't know.
I don't really care.
Really,
about
who
it.
cares?
Yeah, but the other part of it is like, again, this joke gets made, and like, where's the outrage? Where's the social justice mob? Like, imagine if a GOP candidate said, or a GOP or anybody on the right said this. Democrats, like, you don't even hold your own accountable. It's funny when you eat your own, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It doesn't
Rosanna
happen often.
Arquette, vote no on California recall. Our lives literally do depend on it. Oh my God! Again,
literally.
Oh God, I wish we could take these people, round them up. These people that think it's so bad, like and then take them to Afghanistan and let them see how bad it really can be. It's like, shut the fuck up.
So they could literally
see
what being oppressed looks like.
Oh my God! What pieces of shit human beings. Our lives literally. Dude, no, it won't. No, it won't. You're going to sit there behind your fence with your guarded security with guns, with your millions of dollars. You're going to be just fine. All you're trying to do is attempting to resonate with the middle and lower class. That's all you're trying to do, to protect yourselves. Hollywood elites. You want to talk about the scum of the earth? This is it right there. If we want to right America, start with Hollywood. Eliminate Hollywood. That's what it needs to go back to, like independent films, and remove Hollywood altogether and get your cesspool of just child pedophilia and all that shit. Just get rid of it. Like, just, oh my God. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. If California got wiped off the map, I wouldn't give a fuck.
You know, it's terrible because it used to be such a great state. It used to be such a great place to go and visit. Like back in the 80s when my dad lived out there, wasn't super crowded with the agriculture. You had the beach, you had the mountains. Just really pretty, and now it's just
a beautiful stay. Yeah,
I mean, it's just.
But just like with anything, Democrats move in and they just cluster fuck it and turn into a shithole.
Total cluster F on that one.
Man. Democrat Senator Blumenthal, Mr. Stolen Valor from Vietnam himself, furious over Biden administration delaying Americans trying to leave Afghanistan. Senator Richard Blumenthal, Democrat out of Connecticut, is furious over Biden administration delaying flights with Americans trying to escape Afghanistan after President Biden's botched troop withdrawal. Again, you know when you're getting the stolen valors coming out, you know.
He said that would have never happened to him when he was in NAM.
Back when we were evacuating people out of Saigon.
Agent Orange.
You weren't there. Well, it doesn't matter. I identify. The senator from Connecticut issued a press release on Monday eviscerating the Biden administration for delaying flights out of the Mazar-e Sharif airport in Afghanistan following reports of the administration not giving the evacuation flights the green light. How hard is this? Like, how hard is this? Mr. President, you got a phone call from Afghanistan. They want to take off with a bunch of Americans at the plane. As soon as I finish my ice cream, where am I? Like, this dude... He's gone. He's gone. We have a shadow president.
Who's running it? Who's running it over
there? That's a
it's
good
not
question.
Kamala. Kamala's not even there.
She's been really quiet.
It's got to be Obama. He's got to be in his basement.
I don't think it's
with
Obama.
His earpiece in.
I don't think
so?
Obama, no.
I don't know.
Because even Obama wouldn't have been so stupid to do this withdrawal the way it happened.
Stupid. I don't know. I don't think he's stupid. I just think he hates America. I think this is exactly what they wanted. You know, it's a group of people probably behind the curtains because clearly this guy can't string together a sentence.
Fuck no, he can't.
So he's not making major foreign policy decisions.
So I was talking to a buddy of mine in the gym this morning, and he works on various different people. Anyway, he said he's worked on 2 Secret Service guys that actually were serving with Biden while he was running for presidency. And he said one dude he's worked on several times is like, bro, he's like, you don't even realize. Like, we had to continuously remind him, you're running for president. He thought he was running for senator again. He's like, he's out of there. The guy was like, this Secret Service is like, this is who we want leading us? Like, this is fucking pathetic.
It's a joke.
It's
not even a joke.
Even the Secret Service are like, this guy is out of it. He's old. He's demented. He needs to step down. But at the same time, like, and I'm waiting for this, and it's going to happen. Biden is going to say something so horrifically bad because he's so old. It's just catching up with him. And he's going to say something probably rooted in racism, and it's going to blow up in his face.
Everything that he said has been basically rooted in racism. I'm telling you.
But this was gonna like come
they're
out.
Like, we could use
He's
Joe
actually
Biden.
Gonna come out and say something like that is like unprecedentedly racist. Like you can't even like misinterpret that. You know.
Start dropping N-bombs.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me at all. And we're like, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Kamala. We did it, Joe. Yeah, you're black.
Yeah, my personal opinion is that they thought, okay, we could take Joe Biden. We'll push him through. We'll rig the election. And it'll seem more plausible than Amy Klobuchar or Senator Warren or Kamala Harris. Who else was running? Bernie's. I mean, it seemed more logical, I think, to the rest of the country that
you could have
Joe Biden.
I'm sorry. You could have had Tulsi.
They were no. She's not going to play by their rules.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, out of all the Democratic candidates, you could have had Tulsi. You could have.
Yeah, she was at least. She seems like an honest person.
Yeah.
I mean, she was bucking the system.
She was.
Like, she filleted Kamala Harris on that debate stage.
Oh, absolutely. And the other part that I loved about this, you want to talk about Democrats playing intersectional politics. Like, Kamala was rating like 1%. Like, she dropped out.
Yeah.
Like, she came in at like 1-2%.
It was
nobody wanted her.
Like a blip.
Nobody wanted. But why did Joe Biden pick her? Oh, we know why. We know why.
She's going to play the game.
Oh, of course she is.
Once she's done,
the game to get like two Democrats that have imprisoned more minorities than anybody else out there, and this is whom you elect. Ron Perlman and the rest of them need to shut the fuck up.
No, I think
like you support candidates that are imprisoning minorities at a higher percent, and then of which have actually influenced policy to go after people. It's okay.
I think they're gonna scorch Joe Biden, which he'll probably deserve. I think they'll.
Oh yeah.
I think it'll just throw him totally under the bus.
I hope they do.
And then Kamala will come in. But yeah,
they back it up. And
I think it's all part of just a bigger plan to stay in power for everything. You know, they'll get back into the Middle East, get back into a war. But
well, you see, and we're gonna get to this. You see that Lindsey Graham is calling for a reinvasion of Afghanistan.
Absolutely.
For those that don't know, this came out in the news. Lindsey Graham, a.k.a. Warhawk 2.0, McCain 2.0, whatever you want to call him, basically is saying Lindsey Graham predicts the U.S. military will be going back into Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I was talking about this with my buddies in the gym this morning, that what these people don't seem to understand and realize is that a reinvasion of Afghanistan would be catastrophic. Because now, thank you, Joe Biden, the Taliban are waiting. And
they're heavily armed.
This is not going to be an invasion force like we did with Iraq or Afghanistan. They're waiting. They know our tactics. They know what we do. They have the equipment. This will not be a simplistic, hey, let's just send in the Rangers to secure this. It's going to be war.
I was listening to Jocko Willix on Bongino's radio show, and he was talking about how the United States military owned the night. So the Al-Qaeda knew, or the Taliban knew, that they couldn't go out at night.
Yeah.
Now it's a level playing field.
Yes and no, because there's one thing that people aren't understanding is that even with night vision goggles, you still don't have access to, at least from what I know, is that they don't have access to for those that don't know, the infrared lasers that attach the weapons that you can see with your night vision goggles. So without that, you're shooting blindly in the dark because you can't aim down your sights with night vision. It's literally you're hip firing, so you're inaccurate. They can still do damage, don't get me wrong, but the accuracy of what they have is not going to be on par with what we are. But even still, the fact of the matter is they'll be able to see us with, I think there was like 8,000 pairs of night vision goggles. I could have that wrong. I don't know what the statistic is.
Well, they brought up a good point too, saying that these weapons that they have, these 600-some thousand weapons that they have, they're going to be around for the next 30 years.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It was 16,035 pairs of night vision goggles, 360,000 rifles, 127,000 pistols, 107. Here's the other thing: 176 artillery pieces. Now I don't know if these are like howitzers. I don't know what kind. 65,000 machine guns, up armor, like 170 113s, armor personnel carriers with machine guns mounted on. Like, bro, this is a legitimate fighting force.
Yeah.
Good job, freaking Afghan army and Biden. Like, wonderful job. Made us proud. Senator Blumenthal says, my office joined forces in this humanitarian mission with an incredible coalition of advocates, NGOs, former service members, and journalists to try and evacuate our fellow citizens and Afghan allies, Blumenthal said. Democrat explained that he had not been public about his effort due to worries that the heightened attention from doing so would only escalate tensions to put these people at even greater risk of being targeted. Sure. This was already mainstream news prior to them. Like, good job, Blumenthal. Golf clap. Excellent work. Your office joined forces. What the fuck has your office done? I like how people are like, my office is now supported. Like, okay, outside of saying I support you, like, are you giving them money? Like, what are you doing here? Like, you're calling for, again, I understand people's hands are tied. Like, Pelosi will not convene the House, like Representative Crenshaw had talked about previously on the show. She won't do it. Therefore, there can be nothing done as far as like, hey, Biden, fix this.
They're more concerned about abortion in Texas.
Oh, that's just, I love it though. I love how mad liberals are about that right now. They are so upset. we've not seen Democrats this mad since Republicans took their slaves away. Like they have not been this upset in so long. And here's the deal. Democracy had its day. And if you don't like it, leave Texas. Trust me. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Like, Democrats, really listen up here. In Texas, you're not wanted. The cities like Dallas that are like, it's like 4.8 million people that's blue. Like, look at it. Crime is fucking rampant. Everything that you take control of, you shit on. You fuck up. So Democrats that don't like it, leave. Leave Texas. You're not wanted. Trust me. Like, we don't want you here. Every time I see a Beto sticker on a car, I laugh my ass off because you wanted that fucking little cuck in office. Apparently, I think he's running for governorship, I think.
Is he?
I think so. I don't know. I haven't recently looked into it. There was speculation he would.
Well, the voting laws are a lot tighter now in Texas, so you're not going to have any shenanigans going on.
Shenanigans. Anthony Blinken accepts Taliban promise of safety for Afghanistan escapees. I can't even with these people anymore. Do you accept the promise of the Taliban? U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said Tuesday he accepted the Taliban's repeated promises of safe passage for anyone seeking to flee the country. These people are saying one thing publicly. Behind closed doors, they know something else completely different is happening. These people are being... He spoke after his meeting with Qatari officials on accelerating evacuations in his first trip since the establishment of the self-proclaimed Islamic Caliphate in Afghanistan. Representatives of the terrorist organization told the United States they will let people with travel documents freely depart. Blinken informed a news conference in Doha where he and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin met their Qatari opposite numbers. We will hold them to that, he added. You have threats that mean nothing. We will hold them to that. Hold them to what? Like, this is what people in power, this is what these American politicians don't even understand. The Taliban control it. They're in control. They own it. You're at their mercy right now. To sit there and say, we're going to hold them to that promise, that's an empty threat. Shut the fuck up. Stop trying to flex your balls. You have no balls. The Taliban cut your balls off.
With the knives that you left behind.
With the knives that you left behind. Like, Jesus. We're going to accept their promise. You have no other alternative choice. You have no other choice. You're praying the Taliban do this so it doesn't make your administration look even worse. With every death that occurs, that's on Biden's head. That's on his administration's hands. Every single one of them. Congrats, Democrats. This is what you get.
Even moving forward with the arsenal that was left behind.
Yep. The entire international community is looking to the Taliban to uphold that commitment. Trying to use world optics to put pressure on the Taliban. They're going to tell you to go fuck yourself, dude. The Biden administration has come under increasing pressure in the wake of the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan to ensure those who want to leave can do so, even as the exact numbers for those seeking urgent departure have been never revealed, much less confirmed. Blinken said the U.S. believes there are somewhere around 100 American citizens still stranded in Afghanistan. Speaking as the BBC reported, the Taliban fired shots Tuesday to disperse the crowd at a large protest in the Afghan capital of Kabul. Protests in Kabul with around 1,000 men and women gathered, chanting slogans against Pakistan, alleging they support the Taliban in Panjshir. Many mentioning the ISI chief visits, some also demanding women's rights. Taliban fighters present too. The State Department has previously put that estimate at between 100 and 200. However, critics have said the number remains closer to 500 people. But non-governmental organizations say that some 600 to 1,300 people, including girls and U.S. citizens, remain at the airport in the northern city of Mazar-e-Sharif. Mariana Lee Green, the founder and executive director of a small American non-governmental organization active in Afghanistan, told AFP that the Taliban are refusing requests for movement. Well, come on, Blinken, you're holding them to the promise. What are you going to do now? They're not living up to the promise. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? The only option they've got right now, they've backed themselves in the corner, is to hit your knees and suck the dicks of the Taliban. and pray they give you what you're asking for. What else are you going to, unless you're going to go in there and reinvade? And America's not going to have that. I think the overwhelming majority of Americans are like, no, abso-fucking-lutely not.
You don't think anybody would support the United States military going in just to get those people back?
Oh, to get those people back? Yeah, possibly, 100%. I mean, I would support that. But as far as like a reinvasion, because here's the thing, like a reinvasion is going to be occupying, reoccupying, and holding. So unless the intent is outlined before something like this kicks off, it's like, hey, we're only going in to get those people out. And once they're out, we're fully withdrawing. I would support that.
Yeah.
But what would worry me is that we go in there and then we leave a permanent troop presence. It's like, okay, well, we have this again. We're not letting it go. We're gonna hold Bagram. We're gonna hold Jalalabad, wherever the case may be, whatever airfield it is, Mazar-e al-Sharif, whatever airport, and we maintain a troop presence there. It's like, okay, wait a minute, like what's going on here? Like, are we now going to send more? It just. It's never going to go the way it should go. Anything that would make common sense seem like an applicable choice, they're going to do the opposite. Blinken countered by saying the Taliban had not blocked people with a valid travel document. So you have people on the ground saying one thing and Blinken saying another. Who are you more likely to trust? It sure as fuck ain't the elected official, that's for sure. This just in, at least 63 shot during Labor weekend in Mayor Lori Lightfoot's Chicago. Good job, Beetlejuice. Good job. You're out there having your freaking hullabaloo or whatever that music festival is before you enforce lockdowns, and then you got 63 shootings over the Labor Day weekend. Breitbart News reported at least 24 people were shot Saturday night into Sunday morning in Mayor Lori Lightfoot's Democrat Chicago. By Monday morning, the number of shooting victims had reached at least 57. With 4 of those shooting victims succumbing to their wounds, continuing the violent pattern that has been dominant in the city despite restrictive gun laws. Weird. On Tuesday morning, ABC 7 Chicago Sun-Times pointed out there were at least 63 shooting victims in the total during the holiday weekend, 6 of whom died after being shot. ABC 7 explained 6 kids were shot just in 12 hours from Saturday night into Sunday morning. A 4-year-old boy visiting Chicago with mother was shot in the head twice and killed on Friday. HeyJackass.com observed that for what? This is an actual website? Like, okay, that's cool.
I'm just wondering if there's going to be some sort of a rally or protest for those kids that were shot.
No, why would we do that? Why would we do that?
No, nothing. No celebrities. Where's Ron Perlman?
Where's Ron Perlman on that one? Yeah,
he's like, well, it's kind of abortion.
Yeah. HeyJackass.com observed that 14 people have been shot and killed in Chicago during September 2021, and another 89 people have been shot and wounded. Good Lord. It's like a war zone in there. Beetlejuice doing a damn good job. Top scientists claims Anthony Fauci untruthful about Chinese lab research. Oh, here we go. And good thing we're not streaming on YouTube or this feed would get pulled. This is medical misinformation, apparently. The U.S. government contributed funding to controversial gain-of-function research on bat coronaviruses at the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China, a report alleged Monday. Dr. Anthony Fauci, director of the U.S. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIAID, the chief medical advisor, Democrat President, The Intercepted reported 900 new pages of previously undisclosed information from the NIH, which The Intercept obtained through a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit, that the EcoHealth Alliance used federal grant money to fund dangerous bat coronavirus research in Chinese labs. The Intercept reported the bat coronavirus grant provided the EcoHealth Alliance with a total of $3.1 million, including $599,000, that the Wuhan Institute of Virology used in part to identify and alter bat coronaviruses likely to infect humans. Even before the pandemic, many scientists were concerned about the potential dangers associated with such experiments. The grant proposal acknowledged some of these dangers. Field work involves the highest risk of exposure to SARS or other COVs while working in caves with high bat density overhead and potential for fecal dust to be inhaled. Richard E. Bright, a molecular biologist at Rutgers University, reviewed the material and told The Intercept the viruses they constructed were tested for their ability to infect mice that were engineered to display human-type receptors on their cell. Ebright concluded that accusing Fauci and NIH Director Francis Collins of being untruthful in their previous remarks on the matter. The documents make it clear that assertions by the NIH director Francis Collins and the NID director Anthony Fauci that the NIH did not support gain-of-function research or potential pandemic pathogen enhancement in WIV are untruthful, he wrote. This Breitbart News reported Fauci has admitted some funds went to Wuhan but claimed they were never used for gain-of-function support. So then he admits we sent money. Why are we sending money to these Chinese labs? Why are we sending money to a Chinese Wuhan lab?
It's a great question.
Why would you even do that to that like no?
He should be relieved of his position right now.
Yes.
And having to answer these questions rather than say that, okay, now you need 3 vaccine shots, plus you need a few extra booster shots, and here.
If China is our biggest enemy, if we are so concerned about China, listen to this. As far back as May, Fauci told the House Appropriations Subcommittee the funds were given to the Chinese lab through the EcoHealth Alliance to underwrite a modest collaboration with very respectable Chinese scientists who were world experts on coronavirus. If we are so concerned about China, and China becoming the threat that it is, economically or whatever context you want to provide it, why the fuck are we sending them $3.1 million? That's American money. Why? To research coronavirus? I was like, hey, they're doing it over there. Well, look what happened as a result. It got out. Wasn't this also confirmed in the Fauci emails?
Yeah.
All this is like, why does Fauci still have a job?
Who does he know?
This is mind-boggling to me. Now, remember in yesterday's show how we read about the MU variant and how Fauci wasn't worried about it? This just in. COVID-19 variant MU detected in 49 states. The MU variant was recently added to the World Health Organization's variants of interest list. The MU coronavirus variant has been detected in 49 states and 42 countries, according to the estimates, as health officials keep an eye on the strain to see if it becomes dominant. The strain, also known as B.1.621, was first identified in Colombia in January and was added to the World Health Organization's variants of interest list. However, 49 U.S. states and the District of Columbia have since detected the MU variant, with the exception of Nebraska, according to estimates compiled by the Outbreak Info. States with a higher estimated prevalence of the variant include Alaska and Hawaii. Though nationwide, the variant has been detected in less than 1% of samples. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the government's leading infectious disease expert, on Sunday said the Delta variant is over 99% of the cases. The MU variant has mutations that indicate that it might evade the protection from certain antibodies. He said the MU variant was not an immediate threat. California logged the highest number of samples containing the MU variant, with at least 384 cases, Newsweek reported, but the total translates to 0.2% of the state's sequenced samples. As of September 3rd, Los Angeles County health officials announced 167 MU variant cases sequenced between June and August, with the bulk of the MU cases sequenced in July. It sounds like this thing just continues to mutate. Different strains, it just seems like you're not going to be able to combat this.
It's a virus.
It's a virus.
So it'll keep evolving and evolving until it just...
If it continues to do this, which we've already seen,
it's a serious illness. I think most everybody knows somebody that's either lost somebody because of it, or. But
the thing is, like,
you're gonna have to live with it and come up with therapeutics. That's it.
That's the other part.
Look at this. Another AP falsely claimed 70% of Mississippi poison control calls due to ivermectin. Humiliating correction. It was only 2%.
These people are just. Yeah.
Why don't they want therapeutics?
You know why.
What?
Money, 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 money. Now I read an article that there's a lot of pharmacies around the country that will no longer prescribe ivermectin. Is that what it's called? Ivermectin?
Yeah.
They won't even issue it. They won't even give it to the public. They won't allow it.
You can go to a horse store and get it. Like there's.
They're saying pharmacies won't even do it. Now I'm not condoning that. I have, ladies and gentlemen, look, I am not a doctor. That's not what I'm saying. But I find it very interesting that when Joe Rogan goes on there, takes it, and then tests negative 3 days later.
Yeah, he had if you watch his video that he put out, it was a whole cocktail of things. Mm-hmm. So he did like vitamin IVs, he did ivermectin, he did the the antibody therapy, therapy or something like that.
It's crazy.
He did a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
So whatever he did, it obviously worked.
Yeah.
And he was pretty bad off because he said he was, had a fever, he had the chills, he had all the terrible symptoms that you could have with this Chinese-made virus.
Yeah.
So whatever he had, let's put that together for everybody. All right, you got an issue. I mean, and keep people out of hospitals, because they said once you go on a ventilator, you got like a 3% chance of getting off of it. So, those are some staggering statistics right there.
I'm just going by, if somebody sees that it works, why wouldn't we repeat the process?
Exactly.
With no negative, harmful side effects. But at the same time, it's like, okay, for something like that, I'd probably want to see more research done on it before I pop a pill like that. But if I'm seeing that we take a certain specific pill or treatment and it knocks COVID out that quickly, okay, there's something to this. There's something there. If this is actually fixed, I don't know, Alex Jones took it, but I don't even think he had COVID at the time of taking. But it would be like, okay, are we actually testing this? I mean, has this actually been tested, or are we just denying it because people associate it with horses? Like, but does this actually work? And again, I am no doctor, and I am not telling anybody to go out there and take this. That's not my place. Mm-hmm. But I think, like you said, this should be investigated. It should be looked into, because here's the thing: if it does work with no negative, harmful side effects, why the fuck wouldn't we do this?
Yeah, I want to find the physicians and the doctors that have some sort of, solution.
Yeah.
Or something that they could give me to take while I'm trying to get through this situation.
Yeah,
that's what I want. I don't want somebody to be like, well, you just have to wait and see what happens. Well, I don't want to do that. Give me something that I can take that'll help combat this virus.
You got a comment. Does the fact that us calling it the Chinese virus results in further Asian American violence, why continue to do so? Because it came from China.
Yeah.
You don't just ignore something because of the outcome of what it may cause. It is what it is. I mean, like, what do you want? Like, are you wanting, like...
They need to own that this came out of
How many people have they killed as a result of this Chinese
you don't get
thing?
A pass.
Exactly. Fuck no, you don't. But these same people say, oh, the Asian what Asian violence?
I mean, there's
like,
enough...
if there was Asian violence to the extent of what you think there are, like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, nobody's taking Asian people off of the street here
seriously.
and whipping them, blaming them for it. Came out of China. It came out of a Chinese lab.
Of victimhood that people create. Like, oh, we shouldn't call it that because then people might show violence towards Asian people.
Well,
what? You could say that. Well, where are you when Ron Perlman basically says GOP ISIS, but you say nothing on that in the chat? That could result in violence towards people, but you say nothing there because you want to sit there and pound your chest to sound so altruistic and woke. But in reality, China, as a result of this, has killed millions. But you don't say anything about that. Fuck the victims. It's just, oh, what? But you say nothing with this other dangerous rhetoric. Like, please stop talking in my chat, dude. Stop talking in my chat. You people are so fucking hypocritical. So hypocritical. Like, come on. Wake the fuck up. Calling it something could lead to this. Call it for what it is. People are going to be stupid no matter what. So what you're essentially trying to say is, don't do something for the sake of the stupid people in our society going out and doing something stupid. Well, in that case, don't say anything. Don't say a single word.
Yeah, you know where the Ebola virus came from?
Africa.
Yeah, the Ebola River. Lyme disease?
Don't say that.
Lyme, Massachusetts.
Oh, we have to ignore the truth, ignore the facts, because we could have some crazy people out there, regardless of which side. Don't talk on the January 6th insurrection.
Yeah.
It could lead to more violence. Like, what? Like, what? Come on. Stop pussyfooting around.
Yeah, I'm not giving them a pat. They don't get a pass.
No, fuck no, they don't.
No, they. If anything,
China's not going to fucking accept responsibility.
They're going to peel off trillions of dollars of debt that the United States owe them.
Trump was actually talking about holding them accountable.
They need to be held accountable.
They should be.
100%.
How many people have they killed as a result? But at the same time, we're giving them $3.1 million to research this shit. Say nothing about the man behind the curtain. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is brought to you by ShellshockCBD.com. September is here. That's right. You can subscribe using code SUB, S-U-B, on ShellshockCBD.com. We have the Rack Out Gummies. We have the CBD oil. We have great topicals. We have everything that you need to cure your ailments. Look, check us out. Check us out at Shell Shock. If you're wanting to get a really good night's sleep, we can help with that, and you won't fail a drug test. The Rack Out Gummies have 15 milligrams of CBD and 5 milligrams of melatonin. There is no THC in there. You will not fail a drug test. It will help you not only fall asleep, but stay asleep. Those are the Rack Out Gummies, and right now, one bag will last you roughly a month. You can subscribe normally and save 10%, or you can subscribe this month for September and save 20%, but it only lasts for this month alone. Use code SUB on checkout and do yourself a favor and get yourself a good night's sleep. Does the thoughts of Nancy Pelosi and Hillary keep dogging your dreams and your nightmares of them dancing naked together around the White House lawn, well, hey, we can help. We can help.
Not until you just said that.
Sorry. Well, I mean, if now that's what you're thinking about, I apologize. That's shellshockcbd.com, code sub. Thank you for all the subscriptions over on Twitch, the bits. I'm going to take some of your questions that you write into the show. I appreciate that. Also, make sure to go leave us a good review on iTunes. This comes to us from Christina. She asks, what can military girlfriends and military wives do to better connect points to the civilian population? Many of us have no desire to be men and enjoy being women, but are underutilized in the fight in the home front. What can military girlfriends and military wives do to do better connecting points? Okay, here's what you can do. Nothing. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, you can serve. I'm not sure what it is you're asking me here, but are underutilized in the fight on the home front. You're saying that somebody needs to utilize you and you have no independent thought or rational points of your own? Like, methinks that might be a military dependent. I don't know. Maybe it's a genuine question, but it seems like the fight at the home front. Okay. What can we do to prevent family like Pelosi and Newsom, aunt and nephew? I didn't know this. Did you know this?
Mm-mm.
That Pelosi and I guess Newsom are related, aunt and nephew?
Really?
I don't know if that's true or not. From gaining too much power and political influence connections.
Is it true?
No idea. I want to be an officer in the military to provide health services as an administrator, but there are questions as to why should I even consider it. Why should I try and become an officer when there seems to be no accountability for military leaders? That's a very good question. I wish I had an answer to give you. That's a very good question. Maybe consider not doing it. Why can't we just isolate them as a country since they don't want to really change how they think until they see, well, I mean, you can do sanctions and things such as that with, Afghanistan and Iraq, but it takes the, right. I'm at a loss for some of these questions. Like, what can we do to fight back? Like we talked about with Crenshaw, like, if we don't have the majority in Congress, there's nothing we can do. You can rally people to go to the polls and vote come midterms in 2022. That's when you fight back.
Yeah, a lot of it, too, starts just local, voting in your local elections.
Yep.
Yeah, and volunteering and participating in that stuff and not letting these people take over. I'm trying to do it in my neighborhood, too.
Yeah, you were talking about being on that neighborhood app, and discussing things.
I mean, because liberals will take it over. And, I mean, not all, I don't want to say all liberals are bad. Or I don't think they're bad people. But, like, some of this stuff, I just want, more control of.
Oh, absolutely.
My life and my kids' life. I don't want anybody else telling me how to raise my family.
Oh my God, this comes to me from Buddy. And it says, if I buy your stuff, will you turn out like that cuck Mac Best with BRCC, or can I trust you?
What?
What? I mean, okay, so I'll put it this way. We've been in business for almost 2 years. You've seen me for the last 5 years on social media. If I haven't changed my positioning now, I don't think what financial success of running a business is going to do to change me at this point. I think if I've maintained true to my core values this far and taken the pushback from various different people out there, including the veteran community, why would I change now? I mean, the one thing that you can count on me consistently being is that asshole that, I don't know, like, where you get this that I would suddenly change. Like, wouldn't my own following abandon me for something like that?
Probably.
That's crazy to me. I don't know.
No. Then the answer is no. I don't know. Matt Best seems like a pretty stand-up guy to me. I don't know.
They never done me wrong. But that's, again, it's that bro-vet community of people that just don't like the actions. And some of it's justified. Some of it's I get it. Some of it's justified. A lot of it's not, though. So no, I'm not going to turn into a cuck if you're supporting Shell Shock CBD. The fact that we're even doing this show as business owners says a lot about us. Like, guys, I don't think y'all realize, like, the fact that we even do this show and we risk getting canceled, which, again, whatever.
I don't know. When you see companies come out in support of liberal ideologies, what's the difference between us just sitting up here and having an opinion show talking about what's going on in the world?
Yeah.
I don't think our voices count just as much as theirs.
Yeah, 100%. But again, the fact that we're even positioning ourselves Because you and me, they know what we own. They know we own Shell Shock C-vid. The fact that we come out and we make these statements, we make these claims, we do this show, puts us in jeopardy. But
some punk ass wouldn't put a 1-star review on our Google.
Oh yeah, I mean they're going to do that. That's part of the nature of the beast. What do you think of Tim Pool? I don't watch a lot of Tim Pool. I didn't know who he was, and I think Josh brought him up. Apparently, Tim Pool is a very growing political commentator. I follow him on Twitter. I watch some of his stuff. He seems like a good dude, but yeah. With such a bleak future ahead of us Americans, what would some of the key factors in creating the paradigm shift ultimately change in this path we're on? Go vote. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, I really don't know what else to tell you. This is what it's going to take.
And some of these stronghold states, blue states.
Yeah, support a lot of voter ID. Like, go out there and push for voter ID, all these things to ensure the election is fair and balanced. I understand that many people do not have faith in the election system. I get that. That resonates with me. But the only thing we can do is sit there and say, hey, we demand stricter voting process. Like, I wouldn't want to use Dominion software again. I think if Dominion software is used again, it's like, no, it needs to be paper ballots.
They were talking about this decades ago about Dominion software. And it goes beyond that. You know, if you can move out of some of these blue states and move to red states, that would be ideal.
Yeah. 100%.
Because Democrats don't want to give. I mean, who wants to give up? Look, Ohio begins to purge voter rolls of dead, moved and removed residents. So that's a good start. Ohio's a big state.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. A lot of this is just the same repetitive questions as far as what we can do, and and I appreciate your guys' motivation to go out there and do something. But again, like Josh said, it starts at local. Get involved locally. You know, if you have school boards out there wanting these mask mandates, like rally the people, get the people together. People in power or people in numbers have the power. And I think people just don't understand that. And there's a lot more people out there that resonate with your type of mindset than you realize. Like, don't forget that. Like, you are not alone, ladies and gentlemen. If you're out there thinking that you are alone in your thought process, you're not. You're really not. You just need to understand that the MSM paints it like we are. But that's the MSM. They lie. They're propaganda hit pieces. That's all they do. They try and make you feel isolated, like you're outnumbered. But I'm telling you, we are the vast majority. People just don't realize or understand that. We are. So get out there and rally the people. Get them to go to the local elections. Get the people in positions that actually represent the community and stop with these draconian measures. That's where it starts. Every single one of us have to get involved. So, but tomorrow morning, we've got Andy Frisella coming on the podcast. That's going to be a very good show. Motivating as hell. Andy he's been going ham as of late, and I respect it. He's been going ham. You know, Andy he's not so much in the political spectrum. He tends to kind of do his own thing. He stays out of politics, but like for the last year, he's been going fucking ham, and I love it. I love seeing this side of him.
Eventually, people are going to have to come out of the shadows and start to really step up and show.
Yeah. And the more people that do
shed light on things.
You've got all these leftist celebrities that are doing it. The people on the right need to do the same. Stop being afraid.
Yeah.
Like, stop being fucking afraid. Like, what are you afraid of? The outraged Twitter mob? Here's what happens if you know what they can do to you? Just put your phone down. Nothing. Nothing. That's it. It's fake woke outrage on this non-existent realm of social media. That's all it is. Like, I've said things that get people so fucking riled up, and they come after me, and I just put my phone down. Like, whatever, just ignore the idiots. That's all you got to do. Like, don't buy into it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of these motherfuckers. They're not going to do shit. They're not going to do a damn thing. So, all right, folks, that does it for this episode. It's kind of short. We got a lot to do. I still have to get the other episodes from yesterday uploaded to SoundCloud, iTunes. If you do me a favor, go over to our iTunes page at The All American Savage Show. Leave us a review. It helps us bump us up in the numbers. We really appreciate that, and I mean that. Like, if you guys want to hear this show get up there in the ratings, it's all on you. You, the people. You, the people of Unite, and if you go leave us some great reviews, it bumps us up the charts and gets our voices out there even further to spread the good word about common fucking sense, which seems to be dead in this show, or dead in this show, Jesus. Dead in this society.
Great.
I'm having a Monday. Like, I am still fucking tired. I am still tired, bro. I can feel it, but I'm excited. We got Nubs with a subscription for 13 months saying thank you for what you do. Hey, Nubs, thanks for supporting us on Twitch. Thank you for your subscriptions, your donated bits. Hopefully we'll be live on YouTube here in a few days. We'll bring the YouTube crowd back into the fold. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for watching. We'll be live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. CST for a super motivated, powerfully charged show with Andy Frisella, CEO of First Form. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, anything to add?
Yeah, make sure you go over to Rumble, too.
Rumble.
We're going to have some specific content just for Rumble.
Just for Rumble.
Very, very edgy stuff that will get us kicked off of Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
We're gonna go ahead and do the Nazi one.
Yeah,
the
it's gonna
Facebook
be-
fascist Nazi. Yeah, we're gonna do it.
It's gonna be hilarious.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna have to write it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be good though.
We will.